this video, I'm going to explain to you the importance of your feet when it comes to your core. Your feet are the foundation of your core and therefore your pelvic floor. When you engage your feet with intention at all times, whether it's seated, standing, seated on a chair, whatever you're doing, this helps activate your core and pelvic floor. This is best felt with bare feet, and that is why in yoga, when you're using yoga as the form of exercise, it is always practiced with bare feet. That way you can really feel where the weight placement is and how active your feet are. When you're wearing shoes or even sometimes socks, you lose that perception of what is happening with your feet. To help you feel this, the importance of your feet when it comes to your core, I want you to create some space by your wall. So find a space on your wall about the width of your body, also on the floor, because you're going to be laying down on the floor and you're going to be putting your legs straight up on the wall. So you want space on the wall for your legs to go up on the wall. Again, make sure you have bare feet, because as I said before, it is easier to feel the engagement of your feet when your feet are bare. I also suggest that you get a blanket or a folded up towel that will be, when it's folded up, it will be able to support your sacrum, and your sacrum is the last part of your spine that connects with your hips, so that it will support your sacrum and a little bit of your lower back as well. What that will do is it'll help keep your hips in a neutral position. When your hips are in a neutral position, it is easier to engage your core and therefore your pelvic floor. Let me go ahead and show you how to get yourself laying on the ground with your legs up the wall. As you can see, this blanket that I have, it is folded up several times. It is more of a comfy, kind of squishy blanket. So you do want something, sometimes you want something that's a little cushy. You don't want something that's too firm, but you can always use a towel from your bathroom, not a hand towel. A hand towel is going to be too thin. So as long as it can be something where it is not quite the thickness of a yoga block, so maybe you want a good 1 to 2 inch depth when you fold up the towel or blanket. And the blanket could be a cotton blanket, or this one, which is more of that soft kind of blanket. I forget the type of blanket this is, but whatever works. You can also feel free to get a pillow from your couch, or a pillow or 2 pillows from your bed. So you can also use those as well if you prefer to do that, as long as it is not 4 inches. 4 inches is a little too high, so you do kind of want it at that 2-inch range when you do that. So what you're going to do is you're going to place this towel, pillows, blanket, whatever you have, you're going to place it on the wall, close to the wall. So you don't want it completely touching the wall. You do want it close to the wall. And again, you want it to be the width and the length of your hip area. To be able to get on the wall, you're going to lay on your side with your tailbone and your sit bones close to or touching the wall. And then you're going to roll on your back with your legs up the wall. I'm going to show that to you one more time from this angle so you can kind of see how you're laying on your side with your legs up, and then I'll walk through the rest of it from this angle so you can kind of see what the legs are doing. So again, you want to lay on your side with your sit bones and your tailbone against the wall. Roll onto your back and adjust to where your sacrum is on the blanket or towel. Have your legs straight up the wall and just take a moment to rest. Allow the body to relax. And then on your next inhale, open your legs out to a 45-degree angle. So just a little wider than your hips. and just hold there for just a moment. Again, I'm just allowing the body to relax. It's part of engagement, of learning how to engage your pelvic floor and your core muscles, is giving them a moment, is giving the whole body a moment to relax so that you're not recruiting the wrong muscles, which is called overcompensation. Just taking those nice, long, deep breaths. And then again, on another inhale, you're going to bend the knees towards your chest and place your feet flat on the wall. Your hands can be by your sides. You can gently press into your hands and arms. I'm just going to hold here for just a moment. And you do want to feel your sacrum and lower back pressing down into the ground or into your folded up towel or blanket or into your cushions. And you want to keep your lower back and sacrum pressed into the ground as we do this exercise. To be able to do this exercise, you want to be able to press your feet firmly into the wall. So you may want the feet a little closer to your hips, so it just depends on how much space you have. As long as the knees don't open out and the feet stay in. The feet always should be in line with the knees or slightly to the outside of your knees. On your next inhale, you're going to press firmly into your feet. Press your sacrum and lower back into the ground and take several breaths. And on your next exhale, release. And you're going to do that again. Press your feet into the wall. Press firmly, taking several deep breaths. And exhale, release. You may or may not feel your pelvic floor engage, but you should definitely feel your inner thighs engaging. And when you're pressing your feet into the wall, you want to press the balls of your feet, your toes, and your heels into the wall. So again, inhale, press your feet into the wall. Just don't let your sacrum curl up or your lower back curl away from the ground. You need to keep pressing that area of your back down. And exhale, release. Good. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. And then slide the legs back up the wall. And then slowly bring them back together. And then on your next inhale, pull the knees into your chest. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, roll into your right side into fetal position. And then on your inhale, press back up to seated. Good. So I hope that helped you feel how engaged your feet need to be when you are trying to work with your pelvic floor. So go ahead and practice that several times a week. Then as you continue on with the other videos, make sure that you are very aware of how your feet are active. How active are your feet? And what do I mean by that with the other seated postures? Let me move this blanket out of the way. So what that means for me is when I am sitting and I am doing an active stretch forward, my feet are going to be very engaged. And at first, for me as a ballerina, when I heard feet engaged, I thought that was pointing the feet or flexing the feet or trying to figure out, what was that in-between moment. So flexing the feet are engagement of the feet. For me, pointing the feet is not. I feel no work of the feet, really, not at all. There's no help along the rest of my legs. This activates the rest of my legs as well as my inner thighs. This also, that kind of like half pointed, half flexed will also help as well. Let's say you're trying to work on boat pose and you bring your legs close to you. You've got your arms extended and you're trying to lift your legs up. How do you activate the feet? Because the feet sometimes they want to be pointed. So instead of flexing the feet or pointing the feet, you go in between and you kind of get some sort of half flex, half point going on. And you'll really feel your legs activate to where the legs are driving. Your core is driving this, helping you to lift your legs up. That's barely any work of my core, of my abdominals, I should say. My abdominals are not shaking in that. If I just tried to use my abdominal muscles, I would be shaking. But instead, I'm activating my feet and making the whole entire core from my feet into my legs, into my pelvic floor and my transverse abdominis, making them all work together, but really also really feeling it in the legs, letting them drive that pose. So your feet are so, so important as you move forward and all the rest of the things you're going to do. So please take this and apply it. So every time you're wondering, why are my legs not activating? Why is my core not activating? Ask yourself, where are your feet? How are your feet activating? Are they active at all? Do they feel active? Figure out what is active to you. I'll see you in the next video.